evening, everyone. I'm your host, Lucia the Panic Burb, and tonight I'm joined by Demore, aka Ben. How are you doing tonight, Ben?
I'm doing good. Hey, everybody.
Oh, I forgot to set up the stream real quick. Hold on, let me go toss that in there for you. That way you don't have to hear your voice when you're trying to watch the recording.
Oh, I do that anyway, actually.
Yeah.
Peek behind the scenes, I monitor my own volume by listening to the stream.
Alright, so I believe this is the way I gotta go. And yeah, so we're finally after, I don't know, at least 4 streams and probably actually a month and a half of in like real world time, like progressing the story. For those who don't know, because I'm doing this on stream and am trying to be like very like cautious, I've been doing like all of the storyline bits. Oh, that's not good. Am I dropping frames on my end? No, it's just
Twitch is being weird, but it could just be Twitch. The sound seems fine. It's just the video for me.
yeah. It's the video for me as well, but I'm not dropping frames, so. And oddly, YouTube is running. Okay, it's not running fine actually, so it might be me. I have been having problems lately with stream.
Try, kill the Discord one first, maybe, because that might save bandwidth.
Yeah. Alright. It's saying I'm using 11 kbs. YouTube.
So it's stable now, at least on Twitch.
Twitch seems stable. YouTube's a little unstable and it's weird, but I also have my recordings to fall back on in case that doesn't work out. Moving around real quick just to see how it handles that. Sorry guys for the technical difficulties. For those who've been watching the stream lately, I have been having problems with our router, and it might still be giving me some trouble, but it looks like it's handling at least my movement, so we'll keep an eye on it. Worst comes to worst, we might have to do a quick stream stop so that I can go and reset the router and then come back, because that seemed to work when the last time I did. But yeah, it has been a while since we've done story, and I want to get back to that. I want, there might be a few. I don't think there's very many, if any, that I'm missing. There might be a few side quests we're missing, but it's been 4 to 6 individual different streams of me running off to do other things. I think I can be forgiven for.
Yeah, it's been a while. You didn't finish Ria's, but that's tied into the rest of the Manor quest, which you need to go to the mountains to do anyway.
Yes. I believe we did the basement, though. I'm pretty sure we did that as a team.
Oh, sorry, which one?
The manor basement, the dark area.
Yeah, we did the first part of it. Oh, you did. Okay, so last time you did Dung Eater, you didn't get the ring, but you weren't gonna take that ending anyway, and you kind of got all the plot from that one.
Yeah. The fuck is that? That Pyramids got some shit going on. I managed to dodge that really fucking well, all things considered. Oh, I dodged that.
Yeah, there's a they don't super explain it aside from Trisha, but there's like a small subsect of perfumers that really like helping the misbegotten.
Yeah. I'm more just... Maybe it's just because the last few weeks I've been fighting a lot less, like, powerful enemies. Ooh, I got the Iron Cleaver. Probably not a super rare item, but I don't believe I've gotten one up to this point yet. But yeah, I felt rougher than I've been used to for like the last couple weeks.
The last area you did was a much higher scaled area than this. This is still the capital in theory, so it's scaled for like before you did all the other stuff.
Yeah. Oh. No. Oh.
One of these days you're gonna miss the obvious trap, and it's actually gonna mean something.
One of the days I'm going to miss the obvious trap. I've probably already missed the obvious trap.
Yeah, all of my commentary is on a huge delay because of the network situation. So bear with me, everybody who's watching this.
Yeah. Rosala Streamer followed me. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, for those who don't know, I have been doing, we've been doing Elden Ring for a while, almost a year now, I think, because I believe I started around my birthday last year.
It's been a while, yeah. It's been.
I've got this save file has
2 years since we started the whole Souls thing, right?
Yes, it's been. We started that in 2022, I think. Because I
was 23. It was 23. No, it was 23.
It was.
I know why it was 23. Let's just leave it at that.
So, we talked about it in 22 because Nova that year was canceled. So we discussed doing this instead, since you and I had fully painted an army for Nova, like that
22
year.
was the first year back, but yeah, it was. We planned it in late 22.
Yeah. I feel like I'm missing stuff down there. I feel like there's like I want to move forward, but I'm also just like I have loot goblin syndrome.
If you want to go down there, do it now, because the next time you come to this area, there's a good chance that it's not the same anymore.
Okay.
I'm not gonna really say anything beyond that, but
well, my plan is
one
to
of the areas where like you actually can permanently miss things.
I know the plan with Melina is to just fire a giant laser beam at the tree. That's not actually, or I don't know that that's actually what's going to happen, but that's basically what she described us doing. So
yeah, she's for people that missed the stream where that plot was and don't know this. Yeah, the current plan is couldn't get in the tree. Okay, plan B, burn it all to the ground.
Yeah, or nothing bad will happen. So. Yeah, one of the things I do when I'm playing through these games is I try to do all the storylines at once. I do tend to miss some. I remember the big one that I missed for Dark Souls 1 was Big Hat Logan. Because I didn't go and get all the spells off of him, I didn't get a crazy naked Big Hat Logan fight.
I was gonna say he didn't get to the point where it was like, I found the secret of magic, let me take all my clothes off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. We didn't have, who was it? Oh, in 2, it was the guy trapped behind the door, where you guys looked away for 5 minutes. I read 6 different signs that say, hey, don't do this thing you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went and did it, which locked away the best pyromancy in the game. And for those who are very new, my build is big sword and fire.
You might have I don't remember if you finished Benhar's storyline either, but his storyline's like kind of weird to do because you have to call up with him enough times, and he shows up relatively late if you go through like a normal progression.
Yeah.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I believe I did bin hearts, and I was like, okay, this was dumb because it didn't. That dog was not aggro. Realized that after I hit it the first time. Whoops. Alright, so nothing. I mean, if I was doing perfume build, that would have been a nice find, but nothing really.
There's only like 8 perfume bottles in the whole game, so that is important.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not really using it.
Yeah.
You might want to make some uplifting aromatics if you have the space for it.
I mean, I don't use that a lot of my inventory slots, so probably could.
The uplifting aromatic is basically the hard shell tier. It's like a one-time 90% damage reduction bubble.
Yeah, boosts ally attack power and reduces incoming damage once.
Yeah, and you keep the attack buff even if the bubble breaks, which is nice.
Yeah. And I don't care. I'm not using the rest of it.
41 arterial release?
Yeah, a reminder of the earlier statement, loot goblin. I picked up it like stuff on the ground. I walk by. I'll be hitting the like Y button as I'm running by. All right, how do these work?
I burned through those like crazy on my perfumer playthrough, but that's also because I was I realized that when you use that in when you're invading someone, it buffs all the enemies with the bubble.
Oh, that's dirty.
Because they're allied to you.
That's dirty. Does it stay on them if they turn against you, like somebody uses the whatever it's called version in this game?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had somebody actually use that on me.
I have used it a grand total of once in Dark Souls 3. I think it was on stream even. And it was because somebody was being a dick and hiding behind the enemies, like very obviously like flexing that oh, you won't come attack me, and I'm just like breaks twig, and suddenly they're like, oh god. Alright.
Yeah, I did a bunch of invasions in a row where I was just in full perfumer cosplay, and I would just stand around NPCs and buff them.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's a hilarious dick move. But yeah, I know we're missing a couple of storylines here, but there's a lot of storylines in this game, and it's just kind of hard to follow them all. And
You've actually hit most of them at this point.
Yeah.
Eventually, you need to go back to Jarberg to
Yeah.
tie some stuff up, but that's really about it, I think, aside from going back to the manor and finishing the manor at some point.
Oh, these guys got some heft to them. I think I'm still in the capital though. You have a boss bar.
Oh, this guy? No, he's just a guy on a horse. And yeah, you haven't actually engaged that guy on the stream yet, but it's kind of obvious what you're talking about.
Yeah. I got another of these helmets. So, I picked up. I told you this earlier, but for stream, I picked up the Elden Ring manga because it was on new. For those who don't know, in a local.
It's so good.
Yeah, a local comic store called Newberry Comics. It's a chain, but it's like also at the same point. What the fuck? How are you still alive?
Yeah, I feel like Newberry
Oh
Comics
god, what the fuck is that?
pretty big and well known, but it is a local chain in the sense that it started like 50 miles from here.
Yeah.
And I don't know how not local it is, to be totally honest.
I can tell you it stops showing up often once you go past New York. So it's not super local, but it's also not like I go to California, I'm not gonna find one. They have their own comic store though. That's like Newberry, but California is the best way I could describe it. I've been there once. It's just Newberry, but like somebody was like, "Oh, this market hasn't been cornered. I'm gonna make a giant like teenage a store aimed at like teenage nerds that sells like manga and like alternative like outfits and vinyls and pop funkos," and then you like look at it and you're like, "Oh, this is just Newberry." And they're like, "The fuck's in Newberry?" This goes down, I bet. Look carefully, then item ahead.
These stairs go down. Yeah, yeah, for completeness sake, you might need to write it up to get it better, but there is a door in this elevator.
Oh, like a door.
Like when you're on the way down, there's a door. Yeah, like that you have to just get in while you're moving.
Where?
I think it's behind. So like when you were on your way down, so now it would be, if you're facing at the elevator, if you're standing in the door and facing the elevator. I think it's on your left when you're going up.
All right, let me just stop here real quick just to have it, because I think this is where I'm supposed to go next. I already like the aesthetic, but I'm weird.
There is another way to go up at the top of the elevator
right.
that you're probably going to want to do first.
So
it's
here,
like a quick dead end.
Yeah, so here and to the left you said, right?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Whoops.
It's close enough to the bottom of the elevator that you can fall and not die. So like it's going to be like immediately there.
Oops. It just, I can see how far stream is behind it. That whoops was when I fell.
Yeah, it's on a pretty big delay today.
But yeah, so I picked up the comic, and I was like,
I need to get it, like actually get it. I've read some of it, but not all of it.
That killed me. I haven't even read that much. I've read like the first 5 pages, and I meant to read more, but I got home late because work and stuff.
So you'll see it. Like you don't need to now that you've died on my screen. You'll see it. Like you don't need to jump blindly.
Okay.
It'll be obvious when you find it.
Maybe it'll be a bit easier now that it's daytime and not nighttime, because I can actually see shit. Yeah, the first 4 pages is like the Elden Ring introduction, and then you get to the introduction of the Darkness.
Yeah, I love how it's like, this is Elden Ring, and then it's like, here's our protagonist. He started deprived. It's like, oh, I see what's happening.
Okay. This is what we're doing today.
It's somehow it has nothing to do with the tone of Elden Ring as a game. It has everything to do with the tone of how anybody plays Elden Ring as a game.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm like, this is somebody who was like,
has actually played the game. Yeah.
Yeah, played the game and understand how players work.
There was a point. I don't know if he's got to be back by now. There was a point where it did go on hiatus. He was like, "Yeah, we're not updating for a while. I'm gonna be too busy playing Shadow of the Erdtree now that it's out."
Got it. Ugh, that was tricky. Official's attire. Blade of Calling.
That should look familiar.
It looks familiar. Dagger given to one who set out on a journey to fulfill her duty long ago. The power of its former owner, the kindling maiden, is still apparent. The one who walks alongside Flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. I know. This is a Dark Souls 1. It's a dagger. It's from the DLC. It's from the lady you get the soul
no, it's not.
to.
It's not Gold Tracer. No,
It's not Gold Tracer.
This is from this game.
Okay. I don't remember then.
It's Melena's dagger.
Mm.
It's the one she was using in the fight. It has her like thing where she jumps up and throws the golden wave at someone. As the weapon art.
That's neat. Let's go back around.
Unfortunately, as a weapon, from an efficiency standpoint, it's
like
it's
every
kind of the black knife, except not as good because it doesn't do the health debuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, this is definitely going to be one of those weapons where you use it because you like it. You don't use it because it's good.
Right.
It's like the weapon I use. To be fair, I sat down and I did the math. The weapon
Statue's not bad. It's not like the absolute most optimal weapon ever, but it's not a bad weapon.
No, but it is competitive against heavy greatsword, which is what I was using. And the reason it's competitive against a heavy greatsword is it's got S rank strength. So you get more of a strength buff than you do on the
right.
Other weapon, and if you go enough into strength, if you go to the full 60 strength and then two-handed, you're getting more power out of it than the
that's what I mean.
Greatsword.
It's not the meta.
No,
like capital T, capital M, the meta.
Yeah.
But it's not a joke weapon. Like it's not one of the ones because every Souls game has a weapon that's just like this could be nice, but it's just like actively terrible.
What? Oh no. I'm not doing this again.
Oh, did you find the guys?
I have torch equipped.
Torch isn't gonna help you here, I would just walk forward.
Oh good, great, good.
Hearing you talk on a delay, with the video on a delay, is just really funny for this.
Oh, never mind. This is about to be easy.
Yeah, these guys are honestly not all that scary.
I was worried for a second, and then it's just like, oh right, I am broken.
Well, it's more that these are the guys that you just spend a while playing at exactly the same health level, basically.
Yeah. Ow. That was brutal, even for me. Omen Killer Rolo. He's got 2 big swords. Right, where the fuck am I going? Am I just...
That's one of the better summons in the game. By the way.
Oh, it just jumped me all the way the fuck over here, didn't it?
I mean, did you want to walk that far?
No, not complaining. Just stating. I'm assuming... I was actually thinking so. It's probably the one that would be like the, like, replacement to Oleg, if I had to bet.
So Oleg's a unit in his own right.
Yeah.
But pretty much any of the knights or Rolo are like good out of the base game guys. Like
yeah. I also get weirdly good work out of Latina.
Latina's good as long as she doesn't get targeted.
Yeah, and considering I'm just playing such a frontline like abusive build, she just gets to sit there and clip, and she's really good at helping keep the like poise pressure on.
Yeah, so out of those guys that you have, so Tish is just disgusting entirely. Black Knife Tish is one of the most disgusting like summons you can get.
Yeah.
But she's squishy. She dodges because she's a Black Knife, but she tends to not hold aggro. But she does percentile damage.
Hey, sweetie, thank you for the sub. Yeah, So she's getting a lot of work done because, like, say she does 100%, like, or 1% damage. If she's hitting them 100 times, she's doing work.
Right. And because she can actually dodge things, unlike a lot of them, she's squishy, but she's surprisingly not squishy because she'll just avoid like 70% of the things that she should take.
I believe the term is dodge tank. It was a big thing that you it has come in.
I remember my combat rogue in WoW. I could be a tank for 10 seconds.
Yeah. Combat rogues were one. I believe it was the warrior class in Terra whose literal defensive build is just dodge hit.
I forgot Terra was a thing.
I loved Terra. It was a really good game until it went free to play. Then it was god fucking awful. Orgot's great fruit.
I do respect a game where they're like, here's a player race. Its entire character trait is that they're allergic to clothes.
That was my favorite race to play. I enjoyed the Castanics. All the classes. The best part was, as much as Castanics were allergic to wearing clothes, I believe the Dragon race refused to wear pants. Like they just didn't wear pants. They just had boots. That was it. That's all they had, was really long boots. But for all that game was absolutely perverse. And it was. I'm not going to pretend to be otherwise. Was that the only thing this way, by the way?
It was the tower, yeah. The point was the tower.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to pretend Terra was anything but made for pervs by pervs, and probably several other things we won't get into details on stream.
It was a mechanically solid game.
It was in my opinion, it was the most mechanically solid MMO I've ever had. It was the most interactive MMO.
I think I preferred Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 2 was really good. I think Terra was more it was speedier, so it was more interactive, but Guild Wars 2 definitely had a
Terra was still a hotkey MMO, which I don't know if I'd call Guild Wars 2 a hotkey MMO.
It has hotkeys. It's not a hotkey MMO. Right,
whereas Terra actually was. Terra's probably the most mechanically sound hotkey MMO I've played.
Yeah. The biggest weakness was if you just didn't have a good connection, because that game was 100% like you not standing in one spot and getting hit will do more for you than just trying to do random ass mechanic.
Yeah, and that was probably its biggest downfall, is that its netcode was not great.
But if you had it wasn't even a solid connection. If you had a decent connection, it didn't really have a problem. It was very. It was optimized for a minimum network capability, but if you hit that minimum network capability, I never had a problem in
I guess with it did seem more noticeable when I was having lag issues than
lag issues always flash me to 5 steps back from where I was getting hit with a tank buster that I shouldn't have been getting hit with. But that game had my opinion, that game had issues when it started making classes that weren't for every one of the races, which I
didn't play it long enough to run into that. I played it right when it came out, and that was it. I didn't really get that far.
Yeah.
It was fine. I was already invested in WoW at the time, and then when I burned out on WoW, I kind of didn't do any MMOs until Guild Wars 2.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I do want to go back to Guild Wars 2. I've been craving MMO PvP.
I would be curious to check it out again. I just have other things. I never think about it when I'm at a.
You have Crab Champion.
I can do that. I have been playing. Yeah, and it's obvious because you can see me on screen. I have been playing so much fucking Crab Champion.
You have. I just looked at the hours. I think it was Demora has played this for 64 hours. I'm like, geez, I know what Ben's doing after work.
Well, it's because I've been grinding I've been grinding for Diamond Rank, which is basically beat. So there's a difficulty you can only do once you have beaten the game at the original max difficulty with every single weapon. and there are 19 weapons and 5 melee weapons and 5 or 6 secondary weapons. So I've been grinding through all of that because to beat it, quote unquote, on the max difficulty with a weapon, you have to beat it on New Game Plus with that weapon. So you have to do 2 full loops.
Yeah.
And I'm at like, I've done all the secondary weapons and melee weapons, and I'm at like 12 out of 19, I think now.
Well,
so yeah, it's a lot. But I'm at the point where I'm like routinely beating it now instead of struggling. Yeah. So
I don't know what I saw when I was looking at you and fuck, I can't remember the name of the other person talking about the game.
Me and Brian, yeah.
Yeah.
The game is kind of so, especially on the higher difficulties, it's more like can you survive early game until you combo out.
Yeah.
And we had both comboed out in different ways. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what was going on his screen, other than whatever he did had made everything on the map instantly die as soon as it spawned.
Yeah.
And in my case, I was shooting 40-something sniper rifle shots all simultaneously with enough spread reduction that it was just a giant laser beam of death that hit somebody 50 times.
Yeah. Is that a giant skull? Can I go there?
There's one you can get to.
I want to go there. I want to see that. Okay, I'm gonna use Torrent again.
And before you ask, no, they never explain the giant skulls.
They're just here.
They're just here. There are giants. They're not that size.
Of course
and
not.
They never imply that the giants that you do run into are abnormally small or anything.
Yeah. Or that these ancient giants were somehow different than
yeah.
Because, like, that's I think, Age of Sigmar thing, where it's like, oh yeah, no, the older giants used to be way bigger. Well, I got to the top of here. You know what? I got up here, you can have that. Oh, shit! I lived. I went to hit the jump button, and I hit the dash button. It is... I'm not going to go into too many details about my work or like what we do, but it is kind of weird to reach out to you and Pez for like not like it's your guys' work related, but it's not what I'm used to doing for work related things. Like when I go to ask you guys questions these days.
Because you're in the new position now.
Yeah, I'm in the new. I'm half in the new position now, and it's been enjoyable, like learning about it. I enjoyed the social aspect of it a lot. I don't know if I enjoyed not playing with the machines as much, but I enjoy the social aspect a lot. Oh God.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely different. It's like a totally. I've noticed that myself as I've moved up the chain. Like it's not the same thing as what you're doing. But...
Yeah.
Like, I definitely, like, when I'm talking, when I have to do things in my capacity as, like, a senior engineer versus, like, what I used to do, like, it's noticeably different.
And, yeah, it's noticeably different. And I kind of get where Pez has been coming from, like, the last few years. Because I haven't...
Yeah, because he's been in, like, semi-leadership for a while.
Yeah. He's been in semi-leadership for a while. You've been moving up the chain. Oh, that does not work on Bleed. You've been moving up the chain a bit lately, and then I'm, like, going in a different direction as well. Honestly, I would say of the three of us, you're probably the only one that stayed, like, in the path that, like, stuck with where we all started.
Yeah. I mean, Mike and I kind of have the same... We're kind of the same position, but different departments.
Yeah.
But he did change departments, and I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, he basically just went full developer, and you're not that you and I are currently not developers. We just our development is still testing.
I honestly consider myself more of a developer these days because I haven't tested shit in a long time. The last time I actually did a manual test for something, it was that one. I'm not gonna really explain it, but it was that one godforsaken server test that's like 30
Oh,
pages long.
yeah, no, I know
And
which
I
one
was
you're
like,
talking
oh,
about.
I was like, oh, right, this is manual testing. I hate this.
I started that one, and then I had to stop because I kept getting pulled off to do other things, and one of our coworkers, I won't say her name, she's got it down to a fucking science, man. She got it done in 3.5 hours.
Holy shit!
I
It took me
know,
3 days.
right? I was already on day 3 when I was working on it. When I was just like, somebody needs to take this. I can't work on it. We're getting builds too fast, and I can't. I have to keep stopping to do other things.
Not only did it take me like 3 days to run that test, it took me like another 3 days of going over the results with my team lead to like get everything signed off.
Right. It's just so much work. Yep. Some days I complain about being regulated, and then I look at like the games industry and how they treat their employees, and I'm like, you know what? This is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. The thing is, it's the Wild West anyway. So that's the thing that I look at when I'm doing what I'm doing. Right? Is I'm like, here when I say, hey, this is a problem when you need to be testing this, people actually give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other industry, and people would be like, yeah, no, fuck off.
I did find out from like other industries that are more like app oriented. That first question they ask you is how much money is this going to cost? And it's just like, dude, like, how much money would we lose if we went and fixed this? It's just like, I don't know. I can't predict that. The fact that you're asking makes me a little nervous because I would rather make it work.
Like I did that today. I found a gap in a process, and I was like, we need to fix this. And I kind of stopped what I was supposed to be doing. And not only did I spend the day fixing that, I got other senior people to also spend the day fixing it with me. That is
Yeah.
not a thing that will happen in other industries.
No. There's a lot of fucking bugs out here. What the fuck? I don't appreciate it. Okay, maybe I'm missing some lore thing, but why are there so many fucking bugs out here? Like, do you know why I keep running into all the... There's a...
They never really say much about that. It's just it's here. It's neat. I think part of it is that if you're not as
I knew it.
if you're not built the way that you are, you're kind of constantly getting jumped by the weird vulgar midget things.
Yeah.
And they can take big chunks out of you if you're not paying attention.
I don't know... I saw the summon a second ago.
Yeah, it's just one of these.
Yeah. I know I can do it, I just... like having the support.
So this is a guy where if he's causing a problem, you can actually just walk straight past him.
Yeah.
You don't have to kill this guy.
I'm staring at him. I'm staring at like the summon bar, and I'm like, "There's a boss fight right here."
Alright, let me give me a second to get there.
Yeah.
And also go get another beverage.
Yep, that's
I'm
fine.
thirsty. So entirely unrelated, honest. But I don't know what like forgotten shipping crate the Coliseum Street liquor store opened recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I went there and I was like, I needed to refill on whiskey, and I'm looking at the Rise, and they had 5 bottles of one of the last bottles that Gin Spirits put out before they went out of business 3 years ago. And it's damn good, and now I'm mad that they went out of business again.
Yeah.
Like I might
Remember
go
you
back and buy the other 4 bottles
just to have.
just to have it.
I remember you being mad about it when they went out of business.
They were a good distillery.
I'm not
I mean, they didn't
saying
distill this one. This is an MGP whiskey that they bottled, but
I'm not saying there aren't. I'm just saying I remember you being mad.
you are at
The Shrine of America in the Forgotten Land.
yeah, so you're near this bonfire. Okay.
I have been having the worst time prepping for Ironweld. Every time I've tried to use my airbrush, whatever.
When is Ironweld?
It's July. It's like
July. Okay,
July
I
13th.
didn't think it was in June.
Yeah, it's like July 13th.
I wasn't super paying attention because it's not my thing, really.
No, I'm not expecting.
I'll totally be there for the next one, but
yeah.
that one is not really my thing.
No, I expect that the only people who are going to show up are Brandon and myself.
Well, yeah, I would say Brandon's making a list for it.
Yeah. Well, Brandon also really likes Zone Mortalis, though.
Yeah. I don't. Is Isaac going to be there, or is he doing other stuff? Because he's.
I think.
I mean, it's local, so like.
It's local. He might be there. He and I have a practice game coming up soon, so he might be playing in it. But I don't know if he's just doing it to help people going to Ironweld, or if he's doing it because he's going to Ironweld. I know Sean isn't going though, unfortunately. He wanted to go because again he likes ZM, but he had to skip out for I do not wish to talk about because it's not my reasons to talk about, but they're medical related.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure when that was. Where the hell? So I don't know where the stake is that you're standing at. I'm trying to find it, but I'm blind. Oh, I see it. Okay, it's farther down than I thought. I found it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick the sign down.
I have unfortunately, after playing a lot of BG3 and Elden Ring, have come to a conclusion that my high schooler self, especially my 17-year-old high schooler self, would hate my guts. I don't know why. I've been a huge dark elf slash in terms of D&D stuff. I've been a huge dark elf slash drow slash like that kind of like themed character fan for like the last like solid 2 years. I just like I can't stop myself.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure 17. Oh, failed to join session.
Yeah, I just got the like little whatever it says.
Maybe try it again.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure high school me would hate me, but that's actually fine because high school me was a garbage human.
My high school me was fine. He did his best. Unable to summon cooperate. Yeah, I can tell. My high school me did his best with what he had, in the positions he had. He was a little brat, but like I'm not much better as an adult in that regard. God, do I wish I spent some of that time actually raiding, though. It's a few more years hanging out with those friends. I think I'm going to get another cannot summon.
Yeah, I don't know which of our ends it's on. Let me reset.
I mean, I've been having connectivity problems all night. Could be me. I'm going to go try to do the fight again while we're waiting, though.
Alright, yeah, I'll reset on my end in case it's me, but that's probably not worth waiting for.
Ready?
And it.
Howdy. Alright. Going to pop this. Pop this. Can I summon the other one? Nope. Okay. Why is he fading? Stop fading. Oh, like, help!
Oh, it's because you yeah, he's fine now. It's because you
Yeah.
summoned him quote unquote not in combat.
Oh, hell yeah. He is terrifying. Ow. Oh, Jesus. There was a summon there. Ooh, I got the black blades and the black axe. Are those lock drops to him, or did I just get lucky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you got the other ones, the other black ones from the guy in front of Garank's temple.
Yeah. Let's see. Gargoyle's black blade. Bronze twin blade wielded by valiant gargoyles, minted with blackened corpse wax, deals holy damage. That's sick. Such is the mark of those who serve Malekith. The black blade. I say that right?
Yeah, Malekith.
Yeah.
Malekith is an important character in the lore. So in this kind of comes up a little bit later, but only in like the item descriptions. So if you're not like reading the item descriptions on stream, you're never gonna see it like in context. So, in Marika, so Malekith is to Marika what Blythe was to Ranni.
Okay.
And is also her half brother.
Because that family tree is made of a circle.
Right. He's also the wielder of Destined Death, which will come up later. Which basically in the original period of Marika, like pre-shattering period, meant he was the only person who could actually kill somebody.
Yeah.
Which meant he was goddamn terrifying compared to everyone else because he was the only person who could like permanently kill you.
Yeah.
Which meant that Marika had a monopoly on permanently killing someone.
All I can think is that short I posted in Discord with Ranni being like, "Wait, Marika, I can explain," and then she just fucking runs.
Yeah, the way that she did that with the black knives were she stole Destined Death from Malekith to do that.
Yeah.
And the way Malekith got Destined Death in the first place is that he took it from, or captured it, or whatever, from the Glowmite Queen, who was the ruler of the Godskin cultists and the Black Flame person.
Yeah. Dagger one flame with the power of the stolen root. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ranni took it, or at least took enough of it to make those and give those to the Black Knife assassins so that they could kill Godwin.
Yeah.
And her by proxy.
Yeah.
Because of the way that she did that, as part of her plot.
Yeah. I do like Ranni's plot. I think her plot is probably my favorite one.
So this hasn't been mentioned yet, but it's another like item thing. Rykard was also in on that.
Mm-hmm.
That comes up a little bit later. He was also part of the Black Knight's plot. It's unclear how involved he was, but he knew about it and was like helping. It's also unclear how much Marika knew about it, and there's a couple different theories about that. Because all the Black Knives are other Newmen that theoretically might have known Marika.
Yeah.
My personal pet theory on that is that Marika was aware that Marika was aware of the plot, but not who it was targeting.
Yeah. And she might have thought it was targeting somebody she actually wanted to take the
Right.
fall.
Right.
Okay, just go back down there.
But there's no, I don't really have any like citation for that. That's just my like pet theory.
Yeah. Oh, at least you're willing to admit it on stream. It's like, look, this is my thought. I can't prove it. I feel like it's correct, but you know,
Right.
It's not as bad as me finding out today. Like, today I learned that for those we cherish, we die in glory. It's not, in fact, the war chant for fucking Lamenters, but it's so metal, I refuse to believe it's not. Alright, what do you want?
Please, I can read them.
Lady, you seem like you're having a problem.
Please, your fingers. Turn back. Ahead lies the land of the giant's flame, and the way forth is forbidden. Hear me.
The fact that these finger readers hold the staff with their foot.
Yeah.
First cardinal sin. Doing so will unbind destined death and slay the world itself. Who would dare put you up to such a task? Most certainly not the fingers.
Lady, you seem to be not doing it.
You're...
Yeah, already. It's just gonna repeat.
Who would dare put you up to such a task? The other finger reader.
Yeah.
Who was like, wait, hold on, that's not cool. The fingers will be pissed if you burn the Erd tree. However, they're not going to be back for 10,000 years, so what the hell are they going to do about it? Go for it.
Yeah. It's like, who put you up to it? Well, the person who put me up to it was Melina, but the person who was just like, yeah, fucking full send that shit, was was one of your kind. Okay, hold on. Let me go back real quick. Because I kind of want to jump. But I kind of also want to spin this level. Alright. We are 2 levels out from me getting my last spell I want. And then after that, I'm going to dump strength and then dump vigor. Gonna get that 60 strength and then I think I'm gonna go for 60 vigor and then 60 faith. I haven't figured out. I just want to keep doing more vigor after that.
So by the later chunk of the DLC, you're probably going to want 60 vigor.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a ways from now.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's like. I knew that I had.
I mean, if you want that earlier, go for it. But like, you're definitely gonna you'll feel not having that much vigor in the DLC.
Yeah. I don't want Catch Flame because it's just a little bit faster. Trying to figure out if there's any more spells I really wanna lean into. I don't think there's any.
Also, since I remembered it, so you posted a Liza P clip in the in your Discord a little while ago. For anyone who's here that isn't in the Discord, go ahead and join the Discord. Why not?
Yeah, hold on. I can do a thing for that. Continue.
I do want to evangelize that game a little bit. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, Liza, yeah. I love the guy's friendly reaction. He's just like, boo, boo, and then the giant puppet falls down. And he's like, sorry, mate.
That is, if you are a Dark Souls fan and you have not played Liza P, go get Liza P and play it. It's one of the few games I would say is actually like can hang with the real ones. There are other ones that are like up there, but that's the one that's like a Dark Souls game and is up there, as opposed to like some of the ones that have like twists on it. That one is just like a very solid Souls-like.
It's like, what if we
It's
made
really good.
Bloodborne, but made it centered on Pinocchio and Victorian?
They took every. It's a little bit later. I mean, it's late Victorian. It's Coney Island Victorian and not like smokestacks and top hats Victorian.
Yeah. Okay, that's just death.
Think a carnival stein completely and overbearingly festooned in like those perfectly spherical old ass light bulbs.
Wait a minute.
It's that time period.
Did I just bypass a cutscene? No, I didn't. I was still. No, I didn't. I was still on. I was still close enough to the Stake America to trigger the Stake America.
Oh, okay. But it mechanically, they're like, what if we took every mechanic in every Souls game, including Sekiro, and put them all in the same place, and then add our own mechanics on top of that, and it somehow fucking actually works. It's like a goddamn miracle game where that somehow is not a hot mess.
Yeah.
Like, not only did they put way too many mechanics in one place, they did it in a way where they were actually able to manage all of it and make a good game out of it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Even if it wasn't a good game besides that, it would be worth playing for that alone.
Mm-hmm. I'm going up.
But it is a good game besides that.
Yeah. Since their 2.0 release, I plan to play Lords of the Fallen, which was basically somebody being like, I saw Dark Souls and decided I wanted to make Dark Souls.
Yeah, that one I haven't done yet.
I got it when it was on sale, and I wasn't planning on getting it because I heard about like the initial release of that game. But I was reading the reviews, and the reviews were talking about people who were Dark Souls fans who were like, hey, I got it the first time around. I didn't really care for the game too much, but the community listened to our complaints about the game, or not community, the developers listened to our complaints about the game, and they, like, fixed issues people were having with the game, and now the game is good. So I was like, okay, if they're listening to the community, I kind of want to go try the game, and if I have complaints, maybe, like, word those complaints out and see what happens. Also, this place looks kind of cool. I like the landscape.
I'm a fan of this place. Also, the fact that you're like the same height as the tree now.
Yeah. Spirit deer. Okay, can't hurt the spirit deer. Alright. Map found. Oh, wow. It does not give you much map. Feels like I'm still going to be stuck here for like a month. Though, I think this is what you were warning me that this half, or not even half, quarter of the game is a little, not bad, just very straightforward.
Yeah, there's not as much stuff going on. There's still stuff, but there's not as much stuff. It's not as dense as the earlier parts.
Yeah. Zamor Ruins. What is Zamor? I'm curious. Have they mentioned Zamor yet?
Did you not see the NPC there?
I did not know. To be fair, I kind of just went. I just went for it.
Well, you might want to go back to the bonfire.
Yep. Let me deal with Burb. Alright, fine. Fuck you.
Zamor is never... I don't think it's ever really talked too much about. You have fought Ancient Hero of Zamor.
Yeah. Well, I'm going back to the NPC.
Also, yeah, this is kind of the last area, so things are a little more gross.
A little more fucky-wucky. Alright. NPC. Oh. Yeah, I did not see him. He just blended.
Yeah, you know, the guy that's right there.
Guy looks like he's crying.
We meet the tarnished.
You met that guy. You saw that
Yeah,
guy.
I've seen him before. I don't know why his hand's on his face though.
Why the long face? I fear that you were previously acquainted with this vessel. Well, that is most unfortunate. For he is dead.
Oh no.
As for his flesh, he gave it to me. Shabriri, I hope you
Who
can
the
make your peace with
that was a word. Shabiwi.
You were about to sacrifice something precious, the life of a fair maiden, that you would toss into the fiery forge, only so that you may be lord. What a horrible thing to ponder. Your ascendancy requires her sacrifice, whether she wishes it or not. But how would the Lord, crowned so, be looked upon? Chosen tarnished and would-be Lord, dare to tread the path of true rigor, spare the poor girl, and singe your own flesh in her stead. If you are prepared to show resolve and attain lordship through righteous hardship, then heed the words of I, Shabriri.
Shabriri.
Chosen to descend to seek audience with the 3 fingers and the flame of frenzy. If
Oh
you
yeah, no, go fuck yourself.
flame of frenzy,
Oh, did he start
your
yelling
flesh
on your screen?
will serve
No.
as kindling, and the girl
He basically went, go find the flame of frenzy.
setting you on the righteous path of lordship.
It explains why he's covering his eyes.
Of the Lord of Chaos. Burn the Erd Tree to the ground and incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos
There he goes.
take the world.
Ah.
May chaos take the world. Chosen time descend into seek
No.
audience.
I was hoping he'd go a little harder. I am actively sad he did not go a little bit harder there.
This guy's the definition of, like, very temporarily persuasive.
Yeah. No. I like 100% agree with that statement because I'm sitting here like,
Also, you can kill him for his armor.
oh, I
if you
can.
wanted to. Yeah.
Is he any use other than telling you about that? About what? About?
Yeah, that's his whole thing.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll go kill him.
That's why I was surprised that Melina had a conversation with you in the sewer, because I thought that conversation had to happen first. Because when she talked to you after you fought Moog,
Yeah.
it didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have the context of that guy.
Yeah. She comes there. She talks to you. She's just like.
She'll have another discussion with you next time you rest at the bonfire as well about that.
Yeah. Yeah, me. Actually, you know what? Before I kill that guy, let me see if I can talk to her right now about it. Talk with Melina.
There is something I'd like to say.
Yeah.
My purpose
Were you here long enough to
was
see him
given
die to a
me by
regular ass
my
bird?
mother,
That was pretty
but
good.
now
Yep.
I act of my own volition. I have set my heart
Alright, lore time.
upon the world that I would have, regardless of my mother's designs. I won't allow anyone to speak ill of that, not even you.
Oh shit. She's like, I have made the decision of what I want to do. Not even you can talk bad about it. And my little Melina's growing up and becoming an independent woman.
Yeah, she basically tells you, like, hey, look, you want to save me? Fuck you. Back the hell off. I know what I'm doing.
This I did not Shabriri.
That's part of why Melon is one of my favorite characters out of these kind of characters. She has a plan, regardless of what anybody else wants. She has a plan.
Yeah, no, I do like that she has these. Grieves for a man called Shibu. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, sorry. Going back to this.
Like, he's still yelling, even
Yeah.
though he's dead, because this guy will never shut up.
Yeah. I like the look of the armor. Not the helmet, but the look of the armor. It has a very nice look to it. Alright, now I killed him. Okay.
I did not. So Shibriri, actually, I think you have the other thing that talks about Shibriri. Yeah, Shibriri is like like one of the original prophets of the Frenzy Flame, and everyone fucking hates his guts.
Yeah.
Like the artifact or the talisman about it is basically like the like this talisman draws aggro to you. Talisman is like an effigy of him, and it's like everybody hates this guy so much that wearing this will draw aggro.
Mm-hmm.
It's the face. It's on the second to bottom. In the middle second to the bottom.
Yeah. Constantly at Shibriri's Waro. Disturbing likeness of a man whose eyes have been gouged out, the corners of his mouth are upturned in an almost flirtatious manner, constantly attracts enemies aggro. It is said that the man named Shibriri had his eyes gouged out as punishment for the crime of slander, and with time, the blight of the flame of frenzy came to dwell within the anti-sockets. Okay. That's fair. We'll avoid it for now. Alright. I don't want to use this spell. Oh! Alright! I had a bit more poison than that.
He's just standing there menacingly.
You have 5 frames! What the fuck you mean you have 5 frames? Fuck you mean you have a counter? Jesus Christ. Okay. Hmm.
To be fair, these guys are bullshit.
Knights of Zamor. Like, I get read by anything once. Okay. Alright. Fine. Fine game. Riff. Fuck off. Oh, I'm out of mana. Well, that potion meant nothing. Okay. That was definitely harder than I was expecting it to be. Oh, it gave me back one of my potions I used, at least. Stuff.
Yeah, these guys are I would say these guys are substantially harder than even the other enemies in this area. It's a little rude that they put them as the first thing that you fight.
I'm not, like, super frustrated with them. It's definitely just gonna take some getting, like... If they're, like, a common enemy, it's gonna become one of those things where it's just like, okay, I have to...
They're not. They're really just here and that's it.
Yeah. I hope I don't aggro both of them. Maybe I can grab just one? Nope. That was a mistake. Oh, come on. Yeah. Okay, that's one down. Okay. This is more of a pain in the ass to deal with, but I'm still kind of net gaining on health. There's a lethargy to them that I think is supposed to be grace that's a little exploitable.
Yeah, they're very floaty.
Yeah. Honestly, that counter knockback does a lot more for the being a pain in the ass than anything else. Alright, he's off of it. I somehow managed to chain that one together. Alright. There's been a basement in every single one of these things I've gone into. Ooh. That's a wall. Shit. I back up and let them both be aggro. One of them has decided that I am going to be fought. Oh, fuck! Both of them are here. Okay. Okay. I think that might be the last of them. Well, I found what I was looking for either way. You going to be a boss fight room?
Of course, it's gonna be a boss fight room.
Okay, it wasn't a trap, but I fucking tripped anyways. Smithing stone, miner's bell bearing. I will say this game still does a really good job. I'm like, I don't know. I've gone and done everything and feel like I'm starting to reach that bit where I'm not like over leveled, but I feel like I am pushing that being a bit overtuned. For like making it easier for me to walk through areas. But every time I go to a new area, it always feels like, nah, I'm gonna slap you back down a little bit, remind you that
Yeah.
you're still
Yeah, I was
still
gonna say,
mortal.
even when you get through this part of the game, don't worry, you'll get to the DLC and you'll immediately get your shit slapped again.
Yeah. But I like that as someone who's like playing through Skyrim at the same time, and I'm like, I'm already level 10, and it feels like all the enemies that I'm still dealing with, I kind of just raffle stomp. Fucking birds. No. I saw you. I'm not dealing with your bullshit right now. Wait, what? Adding gatekeeper to the roots? What the fuck does that mean? Alright.
Oh, that. I guess that doesn't remind me, but in general, now that you've made it all the way here, you might have finally progressed. What's her name's quest, so that she's finally not in the round table hold talking about the hawk ashes anymore.
I will go back and talk with her in a moment, because when I get to like the next grace, I'm gonna go back
Right,
and
yeah,
talk to her.
not like right now. It's not that important, but like
But-
that might actually have progressed immensely.
Considering I've been trying to progress her for like a while, like I go back and regularly check on her because she's one of the characters I like. I enjoy her arc more or less. Yeah, fuck it. I mean, I get these items. It's just I don't need. Well, I don't know that I don't. I won't need more later. I currently don't need more smithing stones. I've got a pretty good amount of all the ones I want at the moment, or all the weapons I want to use at the moment, and unless I feel like drastically changing my playstyle, I don't really feel like changing it up. No, I want to... One-handing, that's why I didn't kill. There we go. So, I'm a sucker for snowy landscapes and tundra design, so I'm a huge fan of this mountain so far. And it's got that nice, like, edge of a world that's falling apart look to it that's really selling me on this. I'd like to talk more about it, but, like, there's just kind of, or not talk more about the game, like, and the going-ons, but there's just kind of not much to talk about at the moment. It's like I'm going up this hill and getting slapped every step of the way.
Yep.
Dark Souls 2? Do I not fight the dragons? I'm just...
I don't understand the question.
I looked at that and it reminded me of, I think it's like Dragon Eerie, I think is what it's called in Dark Souls 2.
Okay. No, you got these weirdos instead. And there's a crypt down to your right.
Yep. I like this power. It is nice. Okay, alright. Okay, hold on. I do that. Oh, he don't. He just don't give a fuck.
Oh, you are with the you are with the prelate, yeah. A loadie coming.
He does not let me bully. Nope, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. Okay. Mount Wanahakalugi? Who expected me to get the Thorn Whip in the first try?
I don't remember if that's guaranteed. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. It didn't look like the kind of drop that feels like it should be guaranteed. Briar of Punishment. That sounds like a cool spell. It's a
Cool,
faith
yes.
spell?
Yeah.
It's a sorcery that uses faith. What the?
Cool, yes. Remotely actually viable in any way? No.
It's a sorcery that's only faith.
Yeah, it's a sorcery that only scales with faith. Yeah, it's.
It can be cast repeatedly, though. I don't... There's some things I want to like. Like, I like the concept of there being incantations that use,
There are a couple stabs that scale with, like, int and faith.
Mm-hmm.
But even with those, that's still not a good spell.
Yeah. I feel like the only thing good about it would be the Beast Eye Quivers. Oh, there's maybe the last one? Probably not the last one. One of them.
There were 10 death roots.
I've only remember getting like 4.
You've got at least 5 or 6 because you've got the rock.
Yeah.
Which is either 5 or 6. I don't remember which one. 4 is the one where he goes crazy.
Yeah. Hey. Alright, we hit our faith. Not cap, just where I want to go with it for now. I'm going to go use Bigger Fireball.
I don't know if I've ever really used Giant Fireball. I don't know why I haven't. I've always had it, and I've always had the faith to use it on a lot of characters. I just don't know if I've ever actually used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 27 damage.
Yeah. It's painfully mid. I haven't really hit something with it yet, so I
Yeah, the unfortunate reality is that Black Fireball is basically best Fireball. It's kind of like Glintstone Pebble for sorcery. Although there is better. So when you get to the DLC, you'll get Knight's Lightning Bolt, which is a really cool Lightning Bolt spell. So that might become your main thing.
yeah,
But it is a Lightning Bolt, not a Fireball.
like, it's been nice being a faith build that gets to, rather than just a pure, like, I'm only taking what I need to have Fireball and that's it. It's just, this is the first time I've really gotten a chance to use bigger Fireballs since Dark Souls 1. Okay, it does still hit for something, even though that wasn't a full charge. I think the biggest takeaway from that spell is just the ability to kind of like drop shit on the ground.
Yeah, and it's definitely just because of the way that it acts. It's like I could see using it in PvP as like an obnoxious zoning tool.
Yeah.
Because it just kind of slowly drifts to someone and they have to not go near it.
Mm-hmm. And even then, if it, you know, when it explodes, it's gonna leave a, it's gonna leave behind like a, oh, that's just, or,
Yeah, just like a bullshit zone.
yeah. But I think the glaive is honestly gonna be like the better, like, I'm hitting somebody with this spell. He's back up.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, no, it's... They hit way harder.
Oh yes, so Bagels, since you weren't here earlier, clearly, there were technical issues earlier, so I don't have the low latency stream I normally have. So
Yeah.
any commentary I'm making, I'm seeing stuff at the same time as you guys are, so my commentary makes no sense.
Yeah, your commentary is coming like 5 seconds after, or like almost a full minute after I've actually like dealt with a problem or died to it. In which case, you get the hilarious commentary of like, "Oh shit, what happens?" Like, well, I gotta wait a minute to find out. Ah, you fool me.
I mean, sometimes you start yelling about something and I know exactly what happened.
Yeah, but that's just because you know the game. Oh, okay. Okay, that does hit for not an insignificant amount of damage. The glaive. Baby rock. Alright. Okay. Can't use it like that. Hold up. Thanks. Thanks, person. Oh, that just... Okay.
So I'll be honest, once you looked up right there, I totally thought you did this dungeon already.
Yeah. No, I'm sitting here looking at it thinking, have I done this dungeon already?
Which means I'm going to be absolutely no help in this one, because I thought you already did this one, and now I don't know which one this one is.
That's gonna explode. Oh god! They're running at me! No! I lucked out so hard there. Okay, thank you, Cleaver.
Oh yeah, fire damage makes him go off immediately.
Eh.
This needs the serious Sam noises.
Ow. I've been through a lot of crap. Oh, yay. Okay. Hate you guys so much.
I don't understand how you can not love the fart barnacles.
I mean, they're hilarious. I hate having to dodge in and around them. These ones are a little better than the other hallway we had to deal with these guys, where it's just like, oh, good. Need to cast Flame Cleanse Me every few feet or so. I'm at least happy this one has jars in it and not other stuff. Alright. Oh! Nope, I'm not dealing with you. I love how traps are, hit multiple people. Ritual pot. If not, I remember getting a pot at like the beginning of the game, using it like immediately, and then never touching it, touching that.
They're
feature
actually
again.
really good in this one.
Yeah, like I have a feeling they are. I don't know. I forget about them in the moment. Like I've got actual spells this game, and where's my lever? Message lever? Question mark? Me being like, yeah, where the fuck is it? Did I miss it? And I wander fucking past it?
This is why I thought you had already done this.
I'm not. This isn't turnaround. You okay, buddy? Put you out of your misery. Thanks. Oh, that's the last of my MP. What did I miss? What? What's its back?
World's most durable candle.
Wait a minute. What the fuck? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh my god. Oh, you explode too. I just couldn't see you sizzling. Welcome to Gaslight Catacombs 2. Great, cool, I love being here. I hope it's not as bad as the first one.
This is Gaslight Catacombs 3. Well, okay, it's Gaslight Catacombs 2 from the ones we call the Gaslight Catacombs, but it's really Gaslight Catacombs 3. We just didn't call the first one that.
I'm gonna just hit this right in the butthole.
Oh yeah, the giant one. I forgot there was just a huge one here for no reason.
I am out of everything now.
Get it right in the sphincter.
I had a feeling you were hiding behind me.
I never noticed the arrows came from the other side on this one. That's a nice touch. That's a nice, like, fuck
Yeah.
you, you're not gonna dodge in time.
I
this
looked.
time.
I saw the trigger while I was looking forward, and I'm like, I don't see the circles in front of me. They have to be behind me. This one has to be like a actual like juke. I was not wrong. I don't know if you have the.
I'm not sure if he has that either.
I don't.
You've got the one that gives it to you on, like, backstabs, but I don't know if you have the one that just gives it to you for kills.
Please tell me. I don't have the HP to be fighting these things.
You're fine. This is fine. There is a direction you didn't go earlier. And it's not the way that you're going now, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. I might have to go back to the beginning and verify that. I think I'm at the start of the circle.
So if you...
Nope.
No, I think you're going in a loop at the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a loop
Yeah,
of the
okay.
second half. Yeah, that. Let's see. Wall. Nope. Alright. I'm gonna try to backtrack. I have no idea how well that's gonna go.
I think there's something in the first room that you didn't see.
I saw it. I seize it now. I seize the light. Run, 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 run.
Do you?
Yeah. It was a door I saw on the way down. Oh no, wait, that's probably the first drop down. Now that I think about it. Well, I thought I saw it. I saw a door I didn't see before.
Because I saw what I was thinking of, but it was after you were like, I saw it. So, but I also don't remember how this one works.
Yeah,
So.
that's just the door I came down. Um.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. I saw the. I did. So
Yeah.
when I did, I think I did see the thing you were talking about, which is the thing I just walked on.
Oh, I think I remember how this works now.
I thought one of us does. That's you're an enemy. You're an enemy I do not have the materials to deal with right now, but we're gonna try. There's something behind me. You absolute and dipshit.
Oh yeah, these are regular enemies in this area, by the way.
Yeah. Oh hey, free kill. Oh my god. Alright. Do I have a talisman? Crit hits restore MP or FP? I don't think that's the correct one. Oh wait. I basically want the Crimson Seed Talisman, but or not Crimson Seed Talisman, the Blessed Dew Talisman, but I want it for FP. So I guess if this is a talisman I'm supposed to get, I don't have it yet.
Yeah, I don't remember where it is. That's. Oh, so sorry, it wasn't due for FP, like to just reach flat regen is in the DLC only.
Okay.
There is one that's in the DLC. There's one where you get it back on kills, and I don't remember what that one is.
Yeah, I don't think I've got it. I don't remember seeing it. I don't know, Bagels, if you saw it.
I'm looking at my PC right now, and I have fancy RGB RAM. And
It's a
two of my
fossil trade. Okay. Okay.
2 of my 4 sticks have one LED out, and I don't know when that happened, but I've now noticed it.
Can't unnotice it. Okay. Go this way. Shouldn't have bothered. Trying to see how quickly I can just kind of run through this area without getting killed. Remember the deer? Yeah, I remember the deer. Oh my god. Just lost 50,000 souls.
To be fair, 50,000 souls is not a lot of money at this point.
No, I could go back to Zamor and get it. It's just... Alright, fine. Let's go back out the cave. Yeah, I know. I'll be back. I guess I was planning to come back here anyways. Alright. I don't know if I got that talent. I still have that soul. Yeah, I think I may have done a oopsie doodle. And,
I mean, it's not something that I've ever really felt the need to use, personally. The one, the one dungeon you're in right now is like the one place where that it's long enough where it matters.
yeah. Words of the fingers guide you. These two.
Greetings. Are you here for?
I don't want to work on. What? You could just upgrade the rats for free. They're just like, hey, we know this is kind of a shit one. Here, just have it for free. I don't want to use an 8 on it because it's an
Well,
8.
it still costs glove wards.
Yeah, it costs glove words, but not runes. I just find it funny that they're like, nah, you want to use this? It's free.
Rats are gross in this game.
I know. I didn't say they were. No, I don't. I haven't gotten what I needed yet.
In this ash, it reminds me of my. In this ash, it reminds me.
Nope. He's still not talking. I'm probably getting close to when she'll start talking soon. Just haven't quite got there yet. Yeah, you're just now catching up to the part where I'm talking to her and she's like, this has the ashes of my first talk. And it's like...
Yeah, if I stopped being lazy, I could go look up the actual trigger. I just don't remember what it is. It'll happen eventually.
No.
You don't have to do anything else. It'll just happen at some point.
Does it move until you light the road flare? I don't know what that means. Got something. Unless you mean burn down the tree. In which case, okay, I get what you mean.
Okay, if that's where it is, then yeah, that would make sense. I thought it was when you finish the capital, but I honestly don't pay that much attention to things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that happens once you get enough of the plot done. I just don't remember where it is.
What I said makes sense in context. Okay. Alright. Got bell bearing 3. I don't think I got new smithing stones. Then again, it says I have smithing stone 6 now, which I don't believe I had before.
Yeah, bell bearing 3 is 5 and 6 for smithing stones.
Okay. I looked at Somber's first, which is why I got like confused. Yes, I do have. Just gonna go ahead and pop a rune arc and see if that can help me just kind of tank my way through.
Yeah, he already did that stuff.
Yeah. The Great Kenneth Height wants you to do. Then they meet up. Okay.
Yeah, you've already done all that. That was the very early stuff where he was like, hey, go get this guy out of my castle. And then he's like, I can't make you a knight because shit's fucked. I need to go find a new ruler.
Oh.
You already had that whole conversation.
Yeah. No, fuck off. No. It's just junk. I can't tell if it's getting... Okay, there we go. Okay. I'll deal with both guys at once. Alright, I didn't need it, but I'd rather use it. I have it. You get the bottles back, by the way, when you finish. Yeah, okay.
The like
Perfume
bottles.
bottles, yeah.
You get the bottles back. You don't get the materials back. It
No.
might auto craft them, but it's still using like arterial leads every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get the bottles. The bottles are basically like this is the max number of like crafted things you can hold at one time.
Yeah.
Pots work the same way. Where like once you have like say 6 pots, you have 6 pots every rest. You can just like put whatever you want in them.
You follow me up here? I'm just trying to see how much of this stuff I can avoid. Less resources expended and all that jazz. That worked. Well, that half worked. Hey! When it works, it works. You just... Oh... Why damn it me? I had nothing to do with you going and watching that damn movie. I need to go. That movie was so bad.
Look, I'll be totally honest. I would have thought the B movie came out like 5 years after Nostalgia Critic stopped existing. I know he still exists. My mind doesn't let me know that he still exists.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Come on. Come here. Yeah, I deserve that. Only partially, though. Okay. Since I know this is a loop now, I can kind of go this way. Hmm. But I do like jazz. Head into head? Probably, but I don't think I've gotten this. Fuck you. I'll go give this guy a full head. Oh, there was another one of you. Great. Cool. You just...
This is the same one.
No, I meant the gargoyle.
Yeah. Oh.
Not that.
If the stream caught up, okay. I understand now.
Okay, that's apparently a thing you can do. Alright, I was... That's fucking bullshit! I'm literally sitting here swinging, like slamming my keys down, and it's just like, nah. 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 Don't worry about it, nah. Not fucking around right now. Man, I wasn't fucking around before, but I'm absolutely not dealing with this bullshit right now. Hey, sweetheart. Oh. Oh, so you know that Thunderhammer problem I was telling you about with my Terminators?
Oh, yeah.
Brendan printed me up some like themed Space Wolf themed Thunderhammers, and I thought it was just gonna like be one of those like Space Wolf cringe look moments. But to be honest, the more I like look at them, the more I'm like these actually like, is it Space Wolf cringe? Yes. Does it fit? Also yes.
There are some really good, super thematic, to the point of being painful, CAD files for 3D printing for a lot of the Legions.
Yeah.
Like, because when I was trying to do Mauls a while ago, to try to find a file to send to Brennan also, because he's
a really good guy. He has a 3D printer and he doesn't ask for much. And if he ever asks me, he's like, "Hey, you've done a lot of 3D printing. Can you give me like $40 to pay for all the like resin you use?" I'd be like, "Yeah, no, don't even ask, man."
I bought him a beer when we were at the pub night that month.
Yeah.
But I found some Thousand Suns ones that were the same way, where they were like, I was like, "Oh, this is too much." Like they were like, it was like here's some like power maul stabs that were just like orreries.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a little much. I don't know about this.
Yeah, and I was the same way, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just try it, see what it looks like. And no, I'm super happy I did it, because it's like, I look at them and I go, this is ostentatious, this is dumb looking, this is Space Wolves. And like it's great. He even like for free Like, please explode. Thank you. Like for free, he mirrored them for me so that they would fit on the right hand, because these ones also still came on the weirdly wrong hand. But like he mirrored them so I could put them on the correct hand. So now they're going to be, you know, now they look good. It's the best way I could say it. They look like they belong.
Yep.
And I still have the other ones for if I want to do Thunderhammer Storm Shield builds. That just means I have to magnetize them to different, like, hand fist combinations. Come on. Little nudge to the...
I am a little sad that the loop you have to take doesn't take you past the giant fart sack every time.
Yeah.
Just 'cause it's funny to see.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. It's not. It's funny. I'm not sad to miss it every time. You want to help? Oh god. Please kill it. I know I probably need to drop down there, but I am determined to kill the damn fucking cat. Chelsea, I know you want to help. You're never gonna, unless you're talking about helping in 14, in which case, yeah, we could probably get you there someday, TM. But I don't think you're ever gonna join me in Elden Ring here.
Clearly the answer, Chelsea. Clearly the answer is to get you into Satisfactory. Do you want to spend 1,000 hours building a thing that makes things for no reason other than to make things?
I could feel Chelsea liking Satisfactory. Like, I could feel her coming to enjoy, like, making the mechanisms work. And figuring it out, but she would not like what we did with you, me, and Sean, where you guys just kind of like sped run me through doing everything else.
Well, we were also on a time limit on that.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying it was a problem. I'm just saying that's what we did. Come on, come here, kitty. He does not move quick. I want to try to see if this will work.
Do you want to build? Do you want to make a spreadsheet to figure out if you can even make the thing that you want to make?
Yeah.
Or how much thing you need to make other thing? Because I have spreadsheets for Satisfactory.
You were talking minis and magnets. I do kind of want to see if we could get you working on some stuff. I just don't want you to be working on stuff while I'm on a time limit. Well, that's neat. Alright. And fine. I think it's stuck. Nope. Ow, fuck.
Did you just get caught again?
I got again. I got stuck in a wall. I'm literally like I can see myself on repeat dodging into the wall, trying desperately to get away.
Look, I'll be totally honest. I know you like cool big fireball. Just throw black fireballs at it until it dies and move on.
Yeah, that was my plan. No, I'm not dealing with you guys today. We're going
Just pull old reliable. Shoot at the face. I'm pretty sure your reward is gonna be fucking nothing. But
my reward is
guarantee
it
that,
gonna be
remember.
dead. There's just also happens to be something I can get from here. Which I agree will also probably be nothing. Oh, also apparently Midgard, which is my friendly local game store, they had their GT. They actually had like streaming stuff there going on, which was kind of neat.
yeah, they actually got like noticed. I actually noticed a couple of people mentioning them on like the actual like Warhammer Global Competitive Reddit.
Yeah. So Midgard has several people who are like who regularly play there, who also like regularly go to like Worlds. They don't. None of them ever win Worlds, but they do regularly go. In fact, I believe the Worlds.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I think the World's #1 Votan player is actually local, which was neat to find out. He kicked my ass, but it was neat to find out he was he was one of the good ones. I played him using my White Scars theme Lamenters list, and he said he respected somebody who used Stormlance as aggressively as I do, because he said most of the time people play Stormlance, they just try to advance and take objectives, and he's like, you actually want to go punch people, which I feel like is the actual correct way to play this list. He didn't, I don't know how to phrase this. He wasn't sure if the correct decision, which is a big problem I've been having, which is he's not sure if going double Brutalis or keeping the Ballistus is a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on either of those either. Like, I do feel like having the one game that we did.
Yeah.
I do feel like only having the one Brutalis made it a more solvable problem.
Yeah.
Right, because eventually I was like, oh, this needs to go away, and then I could make it go away.
Yeah.
But that said, I don't know if swapping the. I don't know if the best decision is to remove the range support for another one to double up on that or not, because the
range support did work.
Right, and it didn't do too much work against me personally, but I was a list that was very skewed into things that made it not actually useful.
Yeah.
So like dealing with it would have made my list easier to deal with, but in a tournament that doesn't mean you would have done better overall.
Yeah. And that was his opinion too, because like I got beat by him not because my list was bad. I got beat by him because he was a better player, which sometimes like I feel like a lot of people don't accept that as an answer in the 40K community.
That's how you get better. You have to go find people that are better than you and lose to them so that you understand why you lose.
Yeah.
Like that's the way you get better as a player in anything. That's how you get better at Dark Souls. You get crushed by the boss repeatedly until you learn the boss. That's
Yeah.
I think the big difference between people who get good at things and people who stay mediocre at things is their willingness to do that.
Yeah, and not just their willingness to do it, but their willingness to sit down and learn while they do it. Because there are people who will like go and play these big tournaments and lose over and over again, but they just don't listen to what people are saying. Oh god.
Right, yeah, you can play 100 games and learn nothing because every single game you went, I don't really know if I made any mistakes, my dice just sucked, right?
Yeah.
And
please
you
let
learn
him
nothing
explode.
from that.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like when I play a game with you and Nate, very often after we're done the game, we're going to spend like an hour talking about, okay, how could I have played this better? Like, none of us, like, some of us are just like, hey, our dice was ass. But how could I have avoided being in that situation in the first place, even with my dice being ass?
Yeah, sometimes it really is an outlier. You know, like the
Yeah.
game I played against Nate
Where you killed...
a little while ago, where it was like, oh, I just turned one, killed Rodriguez with 2 last cannons.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, yeah, it is just an outlier, but usually it's not.
Yeah.
Outliers are outliers because they're outliers. You know?
There's a guy I've been watching, Paul's Bad at Games, and one of the things he's talked about is, like, the best thing that I learned as a 40k player was asking myself, how could I have avoided getting into the situation?
Yeah.
Rather than just blaming it on my shitty dice rolls. It's like...
Right.
There's a
point where you're like,
My favorite part was he had a whole-ass flowchart where he's just like, at this point, you can finally blame your dice rolls. Just something went horribly wrong.
Yeah. There's a point where, like, I had a 60% chance to win this game because I needed to roll a 7+ on 2d6, which is a 60% chance, and I didn't, so I lost. But there's a point where, when you get to that point, the better thing to ask is, fuck, why did I allow myself to bet an entire game on something that was only a slightly better than half chance?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you could say I should have won and it was the right call, but it really wasn't, because everything works on XCOM odds in real life.
Yeah. This one disappointed me because I was very close to doing it. I think I should have just double backed in the room there instead of just...
I'll be honest, I was in full on...
Yeah, we're in discussion mode.
Wasn't paying attention.
we're in full on kind of teaching people to be better mode, which is perfectly fine.
Right.
And just...
There is a... Yeah, exactly, Bagels. There is a base level of confidence you need. Like, there's a point where you can't learn more by getting beat like that because you just don't know enough in the first place to know what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
But once you hit that base level of competence, that is how you have to progress.
That actually using that one directly. So you and I have a friend, Dick. He's really huge into Guilty Gear, and he's a great guy, 100%. Like, when he and I were playing games, he realized I was button mashing, and it was annoying him because I was actually almost beating him, while button mashing. But he was able to prove, he was trying to prove to me that button mashing wasn't the way to win. And he was correct. I was more accidentally comboing well, not really like button mashing to victory. But he sat down and kicked my ass for like 3 weeks straight, and then taught me how to play Guilty Gear properly. He's like, once you learn how to do this, I'm going to start losing to you. And to be fair, my record against him is something like 15% wins, but it went from 0 to 15% wins.
Yeah. And there's a noticeable difference between someone like that and someone like some other people that I know who are like, you don't know anything about this game. I'm going to clown on you for my own ego, and then you don't earn anything and you stop playing.
Yeah.
Right. Like, don't be that guy. Be the guy that teaches someone, not the guy that does the other thing.
Yeah, because you're going to quickly find people not want to play you. There's a guy who does, unfortunately, frequent my local friendly game store. He 100% is that guy, and literally the reason people stopped playing Malifaux was because of him. In fact, so much so that one of my other friends, Kai Devi, who's a streamer, regularly tries to get me to go back to play Malifaux, and every time I think about going, that guy is also showing up for the weekend, and I'm like, nah, I don't even want to be in the same building as him, much less showing up to like play a game that he is interested in, because he will eventually try to talk me into playing a game, and I refuse.
Yeah, I'm not even in that community, and I'm still somehow aware of that situation. So yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is so much of that guy that people outside the community are aware he exists, which is hilarious to me, and well deserved. He is absolutely awful. God damn it. Shit. I just gave up on that one.
There was speaking of Guilty Gear, there was I'm not particularly great at like the Arc Systems games, but there was one of the versions of Blaze Blue where they added like an easy combos option, and it was on by default, and we didn't know that.
I remember.
And it was the one where they added Kokonoe as a character, and as opposed to just like an NPC that's in like the story.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll try Kokonoe. She's new, and I was like, wow, this is such a usable character compared to the other ones. Like, you just do things and it works. And then we looked at it later, and I was like, oh, it's because the hit button get combo option was on.
Yeah. I didn't have to actually chain combos. I do not know much. I'm scared of Blaze Blue because, like, everybody I know who talks about that game talks about how that game is like.
Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue are the same game.
Okay, they are.
As far as I can tell, as a not fighting game person, so don't at me about this.
Yeah.
They're basically the same game.
What I knew about Blaze Blue was they were infinite combos you couldn't break out of, and I'm not gonna be here.
You could do that in early Guilty Gears also.
Yeah, but Guilty Gear has at least the Roman like early Guilty Gears. Yeah, I've only played late ones, but I do know that the addition of Roman cancels like really makes dealing with that kind of bullshit like more manageable.
Blaze Blue had like burst cancels, but they were very limited. They did have like 0 frame to stop a combo buttons, but it was like once a fight, like once a total match type actions.
Yo. Crap. Fuck! I literally forgot to deal with the other 2 stupid guys on my way in, and they got trapped by them.
Oof.
I'm trying not to end up in that hallway with that hallway I just died in with the cat, because I'm basically trying to get him all the way to the end of the hallway and then turn around and go back. I just keep getting fucking caught.
I mean, I could show up and help if you wanted.
I might. It's like 10:50, and I kind of just want to call it.
Yeah, you want to just get done with this dungeon?
Yeah.
Let me
I might go a little longer, but I know that you drop off at 10, and I don't want to go too much longer. Or you tend to drop off at 11, because we do have work in the morning, and I kind of don't want to go too much longer than 10. No, I forgot to re-add my runes after the like.
Yeah, I do need to get in them. I'm like I was saying earlier. The last couple of days, I was like, "Hey, this thing is a problem," and just kind of fixed it instead of doing what I was supposed to do, which means I'm now behind on the things I'm supposed to do. So I probably need to get to do that.
Yeah, I get that. All right, where's the?
I mean, that's the other call it senior engineer privilege. I have a little bit more. I have enough built up goodwill that I can walk into a status meeting and be like, I found this more important thing to do than what I was supposed to do, and most people are just like, okay, yeah, sure, we trust you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I still need to actually do my real work at some point.
Yeah. But I feel like I have learned, like, I'm a huge fan of Heresy, don't get me wrong, but Heresy is definitely a much more casual game, and I can definitely go from having games with you and Sean, which are very close, to games with kind of Mike and Isaac where I just trounce them and I feel bad the entire time I'm doing it, but we play a lot more than them, so we have a lot of like built-in just inherent threat assessment that they both lack at times.
Some of it's army problems as well, so that's the thing I noticed at Everwinter is that Mike kind of, I don't know if he's watching this, probably not, but if he is, it's not a...
We're not digging at you, honest.
This is kind of a respectful criticism. He's down on his army because it's not effective against things that are meta for Marines.
Yeah.
But then he went up against an army. He went up against an Admech army and absolutely demolished it.
Right, because it had the tools to deal with it.
Right, because that's just what his army's actually geared to deal with.
His army is designed to show up to something weaker than it and beat the shit out of it, almost like a Night Lord.
Because he's Night Lords.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it on the map. I'm just blind. Give me a second.
Giant Mountaintops catacombs up in the...
This character never went in this catacomb, that's why.
Yeah, Zamor Ruins is pretty close.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
But yeah, and again, it's not criticism. It is a I get why he gets kind of dissuaded afterwards, because you can only take like it takes a certain level of consistency to get your ass kicked over and over again and then get back up and try again, because it's discouraging. It's super discouraging.
Yeah. And his army specifically is kind of designed to, like you said, it's a punch down army.
Yeah. It's literally designed to gang up and beat people to death.
Right. But because of that, because the problem is that nobody really runs like just lots of dickweeds.
Yeah.
Which is what it's good at dealing with.
No, most people run lots of Terminators or small groups of everything.
It would actually, honestly, it would be probably... Actually, the funny thing is, it would probably be really good against Imperial Fists.
Yeah.
Like the Oops All Tacticals list, he would actually probably do really good into.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because that list is an absolute menace to most people.
That's not a yes, nor is this a no, so she's coming anyways. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to take you because of the way you phrase that, Bagels, but I'm not gonna say no because I want to get this done. Yeah, no, it's absolutely, like, his army is tricky, and there's a couple of other things holding him back. That makes it so when he plays Centurion, he has a really good time, but when he plays other modes, it's more difficult for him. And again,
once he runs into vehicles and mass 2-up armor, he has trouble.
Right. Which is why he absolutely hates playing against my Custodes, because they're just mass 2-up armor. But in my valiant defense of Custodes, A, he actually did almost beat me the last time we played. And B, trying to, like, think of how I want to, I'm talking about Custodes, okay. The other thing about Custodes, I think people tend to, like, Custodes are really good, and a lot of people that I bullied at Everwinter, because that is how it felt like. Not that I'm apologizing about it, it just felt like I was bullying people. Oh god, don't...
I didn't feel bullied. I knew I was losing that game, but
Yeah. But
I knew I was losing that game because I had brought a list that specifically was designed to fight everything besides Custodes, so like I knew if I ran into any Custodes player, I was not winning that game.
Yeah, sadly I was the only... The good news is I was the only Custodes player. The bad news is why the fuck it's still having a problem, like, letting me summon people.
Ugh. Alright. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Alright, one more time. But, like, Custodes this edition are much more manageable to deal with. I never felt like I was super ahead against anybody because my numbers were very small. And,
yeah, I think they're fine this edition, to be honest.
Yeah.
Having gone up against them, but you do have to be... If you're running, like, an all-comers list, they're tough to deal with because they're a skew army.
Yeah. It's like fighting a Terminator list that's...
Army, right? If you ran it like a Deathwing list, you'd have the same problem.
Yeah, it's a Terminator army that's better than most Terminator armies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
try summoning Bagels and see if that works.
I'm trying to. I gotta wait for you. I gotta wait for for it to tell me that I can't summon you, and then I can try summoning him. But yeah, because they're not 2-up, 4-up, or hell, even 2-up, 5-up. They're because they're 2 up, 6 up. They're much more manageable to deal with. They don't have access to 5 up Feel No Pains either, so they can't like really stick around as well. I don't think I'm getting him either. Oh. No, wait, that's just you. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm just getting anywhere for this. I'm just going to continue on. But they're much more manageable to deal with. The thing that makes them defensible is that they have better stats. And that's what like really does them in good, but like just shoot them. It sounds yeah.
Their big issue, yeah. AP2 at I5 is fucking absolutely brutal.
It doesn't even need to be AP2. Like, or yeah, they are AP2 and I5 with like.
You're right. So they if they get into melee, they just straight up win.
Yeah. Assume you have lost that unit unless you have like an amazing character. Right. We're talking like Ahriman.
If you're running the standard heresy list of like a vaguely all-comers list, and that, but actually also a third of your points are in a melee Death Star because you wanted the cool command squad. That cool command squad's dying to a regular trash tier troops unit. And that feels bad.
Yeah,
like, I'll give it that.
Yeah, there is no single unit. There's no single Terminator combination I've seen that can beat 5 Heteron Guard.
Yeah, no. I did the one time, but that was like a massive Death Star, including Ahriman. It was like 5 Heteron Guard versus 10 Sekhmet and Ahriman, and they still like lost I think 7 Terminators before they killed them over.
Oh no, I remember that one because that one's the one that also had Valdor in it, and it was Ahriman kills.
No, that was a different game.
Oh, that was a different game. Okay,
I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah.
No, the one with that was the one where I was like, actually, Ahriman's a melee beast because he killed an entire unit of guys by himself.
Yeah, because you ended up causing a duel, or I offered a duel with Valdor, and you accepted with the Sekhmet captain because you knew that Ahriman would explode if he ended up in contact with Valdor.
I did do that, but that was after the fight that I was talking. So the first fight was Ahriman versus a squad of regular guys and a Tribune.
Yeah, and he beat everybody.
He killed all of them at I6 before they could do anything.
Yeah, and I think the Tribune killed 7 Terminators because that's how many attacks they have.
No, again, different game.
Different game? Okay.
Yep. That was just Terminator. That was Alaris Terminators versus Sekhmet. And the Sekhmet lost 7 guys before they killed all the Alaris Terminators.
Yeah.
But the game that I'm thinking of, yeah, Ahriman took out a Tribune and an entire squad of Heteron Guard because he rolled up with 6 attacks on the charge. With Mastercrafted, hit 6 times. It got like 5 wounds, and you just failed all your involts, and everybody died.
Yeah.
But then Valdor was like right nearby, and like it was like, oh, I noticed this now, and he just Valdor showed up and just straight up killed that whole unit by himself.
Yeah, because he's
Valdor, and that's what he does.
He's Valdor. My favorite moment I've ever had in any game was Valdor 1v3ing 3 Great Unclean Ones at an Apocalypse game. Because in Heresy, Great Unclean Ones do not have back in Horus Heresy 1.0, Great Unclean Ones don't have Eternal Warrior. I believe Greater Demons now do. Back in the last edition, the only one that had Eternal Warrior were Bloodthirsters, I think.
You want to know a really dumb Horus Heresy 2nd edition rules problem that Isaac and I ran into when we were testing the wall?
I'm hoping a lot of these get fixed. I'm hoping 3rd edition is just 2nd edition but refined. But yes, go ahead and continue.
Well, fun fact, there is not a single thing in all of Horus Heresy version 2 that keys off the Force keyword.
But I can
or the
die
fourth
to it.
weapon. The force? No, you can't. You can key off. You can die to things that have the force special rule, not to force weapons.
This is so fucking dumb.
Which means, as Isaac and I realized when we were doing a demons versus Sekhmet fight, that the Achaean force weapons, which explicitly count as force weapons, do not kill demons, because demons die instantly to things with the force special rule, which they don't have. They have the Achaean force special rule. However, basic esoteric force lightning does have the force special rule and instant kills demons. So I should have killed this whole squad on Overwatch.
That is
The
fucking-
stupid lightning instant kills demons because it's a weapon with the force special rule.
I got a room.
GW is good at writing rules, guys.
Ah, fuck, no. Fuck! Come on, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. I know it's not worth it, but I'm, like, so determined to kill this cat.
Yeah, whatever this guy gives you, it's not going to be worth as much as whatever
the 45
thing is on
minutes I've been stuck on here.
whatever thing was on the ground in front of him is probably more important than whatever this guy's going to give you.
Yeah. But yeah, I was saying this the other day, when I said it in my Discord when 3rd edition rumors came out.
I was gonna say something, but I felt like it was gonna be kind of salty because people lack the context in your Discord of like how GW writes rules.
Yeah.
I have no confidence that it's gonna be good.
No, and that's fair. I really like 10th edition. I think it's a very smooth, streamlined rule set, but it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But I do think it's probably the most balanced the game has been.
I like so Heresy 2. I like all the ideas. The execution is god awful.
Yeah.
However, I don't think they're going to be able to fix it for 3 for the same reasons.
Yeah.
Right. What we're actually going to get as the person who always expects GW to shit on me specifically because they hate psychers.
Yeah.
What I expect is basically we heard enough people complain about telepathy being toxic that we quote unquote fixed it. Read as destroyed into the ground.
But we didn't make anything else worth
no
using.
other changes to psychic powers. Now psychic powers are literally useless because the only reason that got spammed is because everything else was ass.
Yeah. To be fair, I have this edition. I have a huge. To be fair, I had a huge problem with pinning last edition, but it wasn't as prevalent as this edition. That's part of my problem with 2nd edition. My other part of the problem with 2nd edition is the sheer amount of times a shooting army gets a chance to shoot me before I get to charge them.
See, I don't mind that.
You're also a shooting army.
No, I'm an everything army.
That's fair.
I can't afford to. I don't get any rules that buff any of my phases. I have to be an everything army.
Yeah.
But it's. I like the fact that you have to play around that because the problem with Overwatch when it's not as good as that is that it doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, sure, you can shoot me and kill a guy. I don't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
I like the fact that Overwatch actually does something.
For me, it's the you shoot me, I shoot you back, then you go to charge me and I overwatch you before you get a chance to come in.
Yeah,
like
I
the twice that you get to do it is the problem for me.
Yeah, but that's avoidable. You can play around that by like being like, this is a melee unit, I don't need to shoot you, and therefore I only get hit once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there are ways around that are just like, don't be dumb about it. But also, I could see being like -1 to hit, but what I don't want is for it to go back to like 6s.
Yeah.
And what I really don't want, so this is again part of why I don't like Zone Mortalis. The reactions in Zone Mortalis are not good. Right?
Yeah.
I like good reactions. I like the interactivity.
No, it makes it changes the game from being okay, cool. You're taking your movement phase. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. You come back. It's like, oh, it's your shooting phase.
I'm actually doing stuff.
Okay, just let me know when I need to start rolling defensive dice or something. No, I like the interactivity. I like the reaction system. I don't like being shot. Like, I don't like being shot up to 3 times before I get to like charge.
Right, but
you.
I think there are better answers than like nerfing the reaction.
Yeah.
Things like maybe heavy weapons are snap fired unless you're relentless.
Yeah.
Right. Although unless you're relentless does mean that like Tyrant Guard is still a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Or Siege Tyrants, I mean.
Yeah.
But there are ways around that.
Yeah.
Sort of. The way around it is bring telepaths, but that's a different problem.
Yeah. See, that's my only thing about like Thousand Suns being good. Because if you're playing meta, say you're showing up to a tournament, you're like, I'm playing Thousand Suns, I'm going to go walk away with first place.
You can't even talk about meta and heresy because so that's the thing where it's like, so to the average person, like if you build a tier list, Thousand Suns are the worst Legion, right?
Yeah, and every one of them say that.
If there was actual competitive Horus Heresy, Thousand Suns would win every tournament.
Yeah, and it wouldn't even be fair. Well,
no, it wouldn't even be close.
Because
they would win in the most toxic, unfun way possible, which is, I have 5 telepaths and you can't do anything.
Okay, I actually disagree with it, but I'm gonna be like, there's only one army that would challenge Thousand Suns, and it would be the other S-ranked army, and it's Talons of the Emperor, because they have, like, the hard counter.
Yeah, it would be things that aren't pinnable. Would be the problem.
Things that aren't pinnable,
things that aren't pinnable, and things that don't have good reactions anyway, so they don't give a shit about reaction stripping.
Or, in the case of what I'm talking about, things that just straight up ignore psychic powers.
Yeah.
Because Sisters of Silence still have that rule. They don't have in 40k, but that they do have in Heresy, where they just are out and out immune to magic.
What have we been doing today in Elden Ring?
Dying to this fucking cat over and over again.
Fighting this one gargoyle forever.
Yeah, fuck, come on. Get out of here, get out of here, get out of here! I don't want to even be thinking about being locked on right now. That was close, but I knew I could live it. Weirdly enough. Okay. I have gone this far up the damn mountain. It's not even that fucking far. And killed Shiburi.
That was worth 2/3 the souls of the Knights of Zamor.
I got 5 root resins and a Grave Wart 9. To be fair, it's a Grave Wart 9. That actually is almost worth it because it really helps your summons. But yeah, that wasn't worth it. And then we've been talking a lot about rules and heresy and just general stuff, but I'm hoping this is an iterative edition and not a new edition.
Well, I think it will be. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm just worried that they don't know how to iterate on it.
Yeah.
I think they're going to fix the problems, but the problems are going to be the loudest, dumbest people in the room saying the loudest, dumbest things they can.
Yeah.
And then not like actually fixing it correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a fair concern. I feel like there's definitely something to be said with that being a problem.
Because that was a problem with this edition in general. Like, they started actively ignoring the playtesters because the playtesters were getting quote-unquote like too rules lawyery for them.
Yeah, and it led to there being a situation
problems we have now. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's just like, yeah, you know, yeah, sure. From what I heard from a few of the playtesters, Contemptor dreads are down from 9 wounds to 6, they like in multiple discords I still hear of them being
they're still
super
a huge
oppressive.
problem. Well, I don't know if they're a problem at this point, but they're something that probably shouldn't be as good as they are, but everyone's learned to deal with them, and they're not really an issue anymore. If that makes sense.
They are a thing that people have learned to deal with as players, not a thing that has really helped.
They're not a thing that should be as good as they are, but they weren't a thing that caused like a total problem because people figured out how to deal with it.
Yeah, as someone who loves dreadnoughts, I actually had a problem with how good dreadnoughts were.
I think honestly, I think box knots are still the big problem. Las Cannon box knots are just like
they're too good.
Obscenely good for no reason.
Yeah, they're basically what you want from a Predator tank, but like
a Las Cannon Contemptor is like annoying, but a Las Cannon box knot does exactly the same amount of damage for like 2/3 the points cost.
Yeah, and it's a huge problem. Like I said, it's people have learned to deal with it, and that's great. It even just being 1 to 2 wounds less high for both Leviathans and Contemptors would have made them more viable. Or, and I still stand behind this statement, making it so that las cannons were brutal. I think if las cannons were brutal, it would give them something more substantial over melted, bringing just melted.
The problem is it would make them better against dreadnoughts, but it would make the other problem with las cannons, which is the las cannon heavy support squad, even more obnoxious.
This is true. It would make them hard to deal with. They would be really good at dealing with Terminators
and tanking on like 4-up invuln. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I think so. The box knot problem could be solved by just making them 3-up armor. I think.
3-up armor, or making them vehicles. Giving them
so the problem
rolls.
is they were as someone who ran a lot of dreads in first edition, dreads as vehicles, they were useless because they had the vehicle problem of oh, you're just shaking all the time and can't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's so much worse on a dread than it is on an actual tank.
Yeah. That's fair.
But yeah, I think the problem with the las cannon box knots is they're a little bit less durable because they're lower toughness, but they're not enough less durable that they really in practice die any slower.
Yeah.
So making them die faster would be that would be enough, I think. Making them actually die when you aim at them.
Yeah. Making it so it's not oh, I need to have this special unit of
yeah.
Heavy brutal army or heavy rending army to just deal with dreads.
Because that's when it's do you want this to stick around for more than a turn of fire? Pay the extra 40 points or whatever for a Contemptor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's enough to change some lists around.
Mm-hmm. Also, not that I know that the Heresy community would not like it, but you don't have to do a quarterly fact for Heresy. Those players aren't looking for that kind of balance, but at least one a year or one every 6 months would probably go a long way.
There should be more than there were.
Which was one on occasion. Not even one a year.
It's part of why I don't have any faith in them, because the first fact, again, from a Thousand Suns perspective, it kind of proves that they're very incompetent at writing rules.
Yeah.
Because they tried to fix Achaean Force on plasma pistols, and they failed miserably, and somehow made it almost worse than it originally was.
Yeah.
They hit they hit part of it, but not the whole edge case.
Yeah.
And they did it in a way where they wrote an entire 2 paragraphs of rules to try to get this thing to work. When all they had to do was delete 90% of it and leave 1 sentence.
It's a force weapon. Congratulations.
Well, it was originally. So the problem was you can't make this check to use the force if you're an independent character, because what they didn't want was it to be a unit, because otherwise it was a unit check, and they didn't want a character making a check for the unit to use the better leadership. Right?
Yeah.
That's what they actually wanted. So what they changed it to, but you can give characters those. So you had a situation where that character couldn't make a check for their own weapon unless they had another unit with them to make a check for them. So they did a whole paragraph that was like, characters can't do this unless the entire unit is characters, and blah 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 blah. When all they actually had to say was, you can only use the leadership of models that actually have one of these weapons.
God damn it. I knew that was going to happen the second I got distracted by trying to do something else. Yeah, no, it's... I have other problems. Some of the rules for some of the factions are not as interesting as I wish they were. The point being, as somebody who complains about this constantly, I'm a huge White Scars fan. In fact, I'm getting ready to sell my army because I am just out and out unsatisfied with their rules. And part of why I haven't is because third edition's around the corner, and I'm like, well, if they're going to do new army rules, I don't want to sell this army and then immediately go back and rebuy it. But I'm still like, I might do it anyways, just because, like, fuck it, I'm already kind of all in on Space Wolves, and at least then I have the fun part of, like, you and I, like, can go and have hilarious, fun Burning of Prospero battles, because I have literally every unit that was there.
I will say, the thing I will say to Games Workshop's credit about the faction rules is, I don't think there's a single faction whose rules are both bad and boring.
Yeah, they are either bad or boring.
Right. So, like, the Thousand Suns rules are not great, but they are very interesting and fun to use. They're just not mechanically good.
Yeah, and then I have a similar thing with, like, Raven Guard, where their rules are, like, they're very interesting, but there are very certain scenarios where they're kind of, like, bad. Like, none of the special characters benefit from their special rules.
And then on the other side, you've got White Scars, which is actually a really mechanically good rule.
Yeah.
It's just very boring.
Yeah, it is plus 1 inch of movement, which is very boring, but
it has a lot
of,
like, crazy... for people that don't have the rule set that we're talking about, plus 1 inch of movement actually has a lot of follow-on effects and crazy implications.
Yeah.
But it's still just a very boring rule on the face of it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what's been, like, holding me back from enjoying that army properly. Because that army, I love the White Scars. I probably love the White Scars more than I like Space Wolves, and I really do enjoy my Space Wolves. Please heal. Jump! I dodged. But, like, Space Wolves have, like, the best... They have a really good rule that's pretty solid and also interesting, which is one of the few armies that can do that. Oh my god, I just broke it out of the, phase change.
Nice.
Oh shit, I need to heal. Heal. Oh, he's just out and out skipping it. He's just not doing it. That's hilarious. Ooh, a golden seed. I just needed one of those. Hidden Glove, Warts, Picker, Bell 2. That's gonna give me probably all the rest of them. Those aren't terrible to have. It's just... And the Death Fruit, which I did need. But yeah, some army rules are really solid. Oh shit, gotta go back down there. There are some other ones though, like Alpha Legion's rules I feel are very solid, even though they're actually kind of boring. Because it's like, it doesn't seem like it's much. It's just like everything counts as being 2 inches further. But
I would disagree with that. Alpha Legion's rules, they're simple.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say they're boring, because the amount of times where that 2 inches of range matters is just like
it's
really fucking funny.
Yeah. Heck,
like the amount of times that like somebody gets fucked because of that 2 inches is just so like, it's like multiple times a game every game.
Yeah. It makes things like, oh, I moved to be only 1 inch away, so I can never fail a charge, and the Alpha Legion there is sitting there like you can still fail on a 3.
Yeah.
you can still fail on a 2 or a 3, which I have done that before. Where I've walked up to one of Sean's
Also,
units.
even outside of their passive rule, smoke and mirrors is such a crazy good advanced reaction.
Right, and that's the thing with like the like that is a thing I'm going to give the White Scars is that their reaction is really fun. It's insanely good. It's basically everyone within 9 inches of a unit that moved close to them can redeploy their full distance, which, if you know anything about White Scars, means they're moving halfway across the table from you. They really do embody their rule of hit, fall back, and hit again very well. My problem is it's like, on one hand, their rule is boring, but I could deal with the boring rule if the units kind of felt good, but their special units don't feel good. Their jet bike units are very solid, but they fall a little for like a veteran unit, like their weapon skill 5 unit, but they fall a bit flat because they don't quite do they don't have the they only have 1 attack with their good weapon.
Yeah, Golden Keswick don't quite do enough.
Yeah, they only have 1 attack with their good weapon. They don't move as fast as actual jet bikes. So, because they don't move as fast as jet bikes, they're always falling just that little bit short, that little, like, I want a little bit more from you, and I'm not getting it. The Ebon Keshig just, I love them, I love using them. They fall completely flat when playing them. They're very mid, putting them on the table. I honestly would rather...
I like them a lot, even as a unit. I will say, yeah, they're not going to kill things. It's just that, yeah, as someone who's playing them, you have to be ready for the fact that their single best rule is the fact that they don't give kill points.
Yeah. It's actually funny to take the really cool looking model, because it's a very cool looking model. Taking that really cool looking model.
Their best rule is the fact that they are completely disposable.
Yeah. What you could do is you can run Sagi and Mazan. This is I found out about this and I kind of want to do it, but it's kind of stupid. You run Sagi and Mazan. You bring them as regular Tartaros Terminators. But now you can give them a gun. And they still get that Keshig rule where they don't count as kill points if you kill them. And they get the 5-up Feel No Pain. And you can put Warlords with them now. To be fair, in Sagi and Mazan, you can put Warlords with them too, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, you can put... Because I ran up against that in Centurion at Nova. I think it was... I think he had Kinjal with them. In Sagi and Mazan, and it was fine. It was definitely the least scary part of that army.
Yeah.
But they were just in one place and were melee, and I was like, all right, fine, you can just stay there, because I was Thousand Suns, and I was like, you're just pinned forever.
Yeah, but you can do more with them by turning them into Terminators and being able to swap their loadout around.
Yeah, and to be fair, that was the list where he went all in on Thalax with the second Bazaar rule, so he was spending all his elite slots on just Thalax units.
Yeah. Okay, there's still a big guy.
Which, by the way, actually a really gross list.
Oh yeah, I bet.
He was just like, yeah, all my elite slots with Thalax, which means all my elites have line, and they don't give you kill points because they get the Legion rule, which means they get the Sagi Bazaar rule, and they have Feel No Pain. It was some bullshit.
Oh, I believe you. First off, well done. Thank you. Second of all, I'm going to start panicking now. I don't know when I'll stop. I want to get across this bridge and then call it a night, because I want to feel like I've progressed.
You probably want to be on your horse, just to get there faster.
Yeah.
Also, there is a man standing there menacingly in the distance.
I see it. I see the guy. I see the guy. The bow. The bow giant. Oh. Thank you for letting me take the Lost Ashes of War before you start trying to kill me, friend. Here it comes. Duck. Run. 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 Jump. Dodged it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Whew. Fuck you. Going over there to punch you isn't worth it. I'm gonna get more out of this from killing you. Yeah. He's worth less souls than the Zamor Knights. But yeah, I will say this, the land speeder is super good. The special which seems to be the popular thing they did this edition, I don't know what I feel about it, because on one hand I love destroyers, on the other hand destroyers are fucking garbage, but that's also the fun part about Heresy. Lots of people like fucking garbage units, and that's fine. I think every one of our friends list of our friends has a unit of destroyers. We all know they're hot garbage, but we all have one.
I don't run them normally, but yeah, Heresy is notable as one of the things where even when you go to like real events, people will just run an absolute trash unit, and when you ask them about it, they're just like, I just think they're neat.
Yeah, I mean, literally at Everwinter, where there was somebody who was described as tournament winner, there were people who just showed up with stuff that's just like, I just thought they were cool. I do think the concept of the Dark Suns destroyer unit is cool. I feel like I feel like destroyers being a bad unit made them feel less impactful, because they're able to take all sorts of special weapons, but because they're destroyers, they just die too easy to make it worth investing
I think the
points.
designers kind of in general underestimated how punishing being weapon skill 4 was.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's 100% the problem. Is it's like your weapon skill 4, and normally if you're weapon skill 4 but you're a good melee unit, you make up for it by either having some way to buff your weapon skill or debuff your opponent's weapon skill,
or by being tanky in some way.
Or alternatively, if worse comes to worse, bringing a chaplain to have rerolls.
Yeah, and destroyers can do none of those things.
They do literally none of those things. The unit, so it turns them into what I use them for, which again, still love them and still like using them, but I use them as a blade of wounds for the HQ I actually want to bring, which is a Moritat, who is, to be fair to the Moritat, no matter how you kid him out, he's really good at his job. He's
there is a bonfire around here somewhere.
I know.
I just don't remember where. It might be up that bridge thing.
Yeah, I think it might be too. There it is. So yeah, that's what we'll call it. I would love to keep talking Heresy. Maybe we'll talk more next week and maybe speculate. Or
we're already a half hour over.
We're already half hour earlier over. I know you need to.
You did start a half hour late, so I guess this is.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
You all get the full time. I'm glad you stuck around. I was kind of expecting you to head off around 11 when it was like, okay, this comboing isn't working. All right, stop at it. Let's see if there's anything from Melina before I continue. I doubt it, but we are getting up the mountain, so she might want to talk to me more. Nope. Okay. All right, so we'll call it a night here. Is that giant still down there? I kind of want to see before I go to bed. I don't see him, but I think
he respawns. He doesn't seem like the kind of
guy
that wouldn't respawn.
Yeah. But... Oh, that might kill me. Yep. I don't see him.
Maybe he doesn't. There are other ones around here that do.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like looking for that.
Yeah, I'm not looking for it because it's like nothing I want. I just want to see if you could go back and forth across the bridge now with like no problems. But yeah, it's fine. Grab these because I'm gonna forget if I don't. Oh, I have enough souls. I might be able... Let me check my inventory. I might be able to pull out another level. 3... 5... 7... No, I'm going to be short about 10k. But next time we should be able to get a level quickly, though. Yeah, Zamar Knights definitely felt like they were the intro. They were definitely the... Hey, can you deal with this? If not, fuck off. Come back later. Though they definitely still have... Oh, that's cool. That's just another dead giant, but is a mountain. They definitely have that feeling of being... being the gatekeepers for being able to deal with the zone, and if you can deal with them, then you should theoretically be able to deal with the zone.
Yeah.
And that's kind of nice. Obviously, I am more than well enough to deal with it, so go ahead and head out. Swap to the end screen. Say goodnight, Ben.
Night, guys. And also, yeah, Bagels, that's a good question. I totally forgot about that. I don't remember what's going on with that.
I'm sure I'll find out about this not next week, because next week is bar night. Week after next. Alright. Have a good night, everyone. Well, let me put it on the end screen. Alright, I want to thank everyone for coming in. I hope you enjoyed. It doesn't look like my... Well, it looks like YouTube picked up after a while. I might have to, with my... Until I get a new router, not be able to stream to my team that supports me. But everything else seems to be going good. So, with that in mind, for those who are watching on YouTube, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on Friday for some raiding and maybe something special. We'll see. Wonderful night. Take care. Alright, and then for those of you who are on stream,